back to the ADA celebration at LIFTT, 35th anniversary. For the next set of speakers, we have two folks representing agencies that are important community partners of LIFTT. First up is DeDee Baker. DeDee is a certified dog trainer and executive director of Dog Tag Buddies, an organization that helps provide veterans and other folks with disabilities with trained service animals that help them live their lives as independently as possible. DeDee?
So thank you. Actually, what we do is we pair veterans with untrained dogs, and then we take the veteran and the dog through a 2-year therapeutic program where we're teaching the veteran how to train the dog to be a service dog to meet their needs. We got into that as a way to, I built Dog Tag Buddies from the ground up. It was an opportunity to honor my husband's service, who was in Iraq in 2004 and 2005. When he came back, we didn't know what PTSD and a traumatic brain injury would look like, and we quickly learned that one of the most profound things that were impacting him on a day-to-day basis were our dogs. And while none of them were trained service dogs, the impact that an animal has on an individual is pretty important. The program started in 2015, so we're 10 years into this. The program includes working with veterans to determine eligibility as we're looking at what their needs are and is a service dog going to be the best fit, because as we all know, diagnosis may not necessarily rise to the level of disability, and if there is a disability that we're looking at, we need to know what is it that we can actually train the dog to help. So aligning expectations and making sure that the dog is going to be the best fit for them, because when I talk to my veterans and I explain to them, having a service dog means you will never go to the bathroom alone. And it's like having a toddler by your side because you always have to be prepared. So there's a lot that goes into it, and making sure that not only are we choosing the right veterans, that we're also choosing the right dogs. As we look at what we do, one of the things we explain to them is need before breed. So we want to make sure we have a really good conversation and an understanding of what the disabilities are, what are the challenges that impact your activities of daily living, and what is it that we need to teach the dog to do to help you. And so size, temperament, personality, lifestyle, all of those things that go into choosing the right dog for the right job is super important. That's kind of it in a nutshell. We got involved with this, as I said, as a direct result of my husband's military service, which is how we ended up serving the veteran community. And because the veteran community, when we look at Montana and we look at the statistics, approximately 1 in 10 Montanans is a veteran. On top of that, when we look at death by suicide in Montana, Montana's ranked in the top 3 over the last 40 years in death by suicide. Our veteran death by suicide is almost twice the national average. And so having these dogs by their side truly can be life-saving and life-altering for them. And it's not just about the veteran, it's about their family. Veterans go from total isolation. They're missing out on spending time with their families. They push away from people. They ruin relationships. A lot of things can happen. And so when they come into our program, we kind of look at it as dropping a pebble in a pond. If we can spend 2 years with this veteran teaching them how to communicate and build a relationship with a dog, it goes a long ways in them learning that they can have other relationships. They become better spouses, they become better parents, they become better children, employees, community members. So that ripple effect is really important as we look at what we're doing with our veterans. One of the things that we always talk about is we spend a lot more time working with the human end of the leash. The dogs are the easy part. So, that's all I have. Okay, thank you.